Welcome in, future meta millionaires. And today, man, we got a lot to go over. So hope you all are ready for today's video. We got a lot of great Fintel information. We also got to go over oilprice.com, and we got some Twitter updates as well regarding metamaterials. So we got a lot of great stuff. Most of it's going to be Fintel. And of course, we got the big earnings on Tuesday, guys. So fingers crossed we get some great news out of that. Hopefully we get some divvy news. So hope you all ready for today's video. If you are, smash thumbs up, leave a comment down below. It helps out the algorithm. All right, so first I want to bring you in here to the premium Fintel, guys, and give you this information because it's pretty phenomenal. This is looking over the whole ownership. So if we go here and do owners and institutional owners, this tab is going to give us all the information. You can see the total shares outstanding, 281 million. Institutional shares that are long is at 77.2 million. They hold 27.5% of the shares out there. There was a boatload of updates for the 25th. A lot of buys, a lot of sells, well, a lot of decreases in positions. But there is two of them that I really want to talk about, the big boy ones here. So the first one you're going to see down here is, of course, the exciting one, the Semiconductor Etf, the SPDR, the XSD, S&PR. So the Semiconductor ETF, guys, they bought 13.4 million shares at an average cost of $4.14. So that goes to show you how much, they bought back then. And here is the update. You click on that tab, you get this update here. And it says here, XSD, SPDR, S&PR, Semiconductor ETF has filed a import -P, form disclosing ownership of 13.46 million shares of metamaterials, total holdings of $33.1 million as of December 31st. So that is, keep that in mind. Like I said, these are usually 30 to 45 days behind. And here is the actual disclosure. See, the effective date was December 31st, and they filed it on February 25th. So keep that in mind as well, guys. So like I said, average cost of $4.14. So the ETF is, they're down pretty much like us. And my average cost is like $3.88. So I got a little bit lower cost than the average shares here that the ETF has. Now, if we also saw in there, the actual Russell 2000 ETF, they decreased their position just 5.25%. So we're going to go over this post because we've got to give the good with the bad. So here you can see the Russell Shares 2000 ETF filed the import report, disclosing ownership 4.7 million shares of metamaterials at a total holdings of 11.6 million as of December 31st. The Russell previously reported having a little over 5 million shares. So they sold about 250,000 shares, so about 250,000 shares they did sell, and then it was worth about 28.9 million. Now, kind of ironic enough because the share price was a lot higher then. That's why the values are different. But we get down here and look, you can see the files here. The first one was on June 30th. They bought a little bit here. It had 1.4 million at 293. Then on 9/30, they had 5 million at 399, and now they have 4.7 million at 397. So still, they hold a boatload of shares. I mean, between these two guys, 4.7 and that, I mean, you're talking like 18 plus 19 million shares between those two alone. So that's pretty exciting stuff. And as you can see, our ownership accumulation score is set at 91.80, ranked 761 out of 24,800 stocks. We'll go take a quick look here at the short interest report. If we go here and look, the short squeeze score is at 87.85, ranked 183 out of 5,500 stocks. The short shares that are available leading into Monday morning here is only 40,000, guys, and that was updated as of 19 minutes ago. So not many shares out there for them to borrow at this leading prime brokerage. Short borrow fee is 1.25%. Fender short volume ratio as of the Friday the 25th is 51.52. So they still shorted us pretty heavily on Friday. And look at the aggregate total volume here, guys. Aggregate short volume ratio is 61.62. So they were really shorting the hell out of us across all these exchanges here between the FINRA, CBOE, and PSX. All right. So they covered that. And the next thing we got to cover, guys, is here on oilprice.com. We got to check out the oil prices. And they are jumping around like crazy. This is literally updated since I've been recording this video. We got the crazy war going on. But look at this here. Brent crude now is at $102.35. Looks like that's up about 4.5%. Look at WTI crude, 96.43, up 4.84% or 5.28%. So yeah, the U.S. blends is 5.28%, guys. So 96.43 and 102.35. That is a pretty looking good for the dividend, in my opinion. Also on here, guys, if you're not following me on Twitter, make sure you go follow me at TerryZ247. Guys, we're approaching 2,000 followers, so I'd like to be able to get close to getting there. Okay, and I want to touch base on a question that is still really asked to this day, and I just want to make sure we get this clear. And guys, like I said, there's a lot of newer investors out here, so we want to make sure we get all these questions answered because we want to get people informed. We want to welcome in our new investors with open arms, and we want to answer all their questions. So like I said, a lot of us been in this since about mid-June, but I do believe there's newer people in the stock market just coming in, and they have a lot of questions. They're probably watching people's videos on this, and they want to get as much clarity as possible. So here we go. Magnetic retweeted this post here, and you can see John Berta's answers to a lot of people's questions. And Metamaterials News tweeted this back in November, guys, November 18th, 21. Can anyone make this clear? If you purchase MMTLP shares, are you eligible for the dividend payout? And this was John Berta replied back the same day. And John Berta, if you don't know who that is, if you're a new investor, John Berta is the former Torchlight Energy CEO. He is the one that holds he held the property that we're going to be selling for our dividends. So he was the holder of the mineral rights and the land. And here you can see his reply. So are you eligible for the dividend if you buy MMTLP shares? And he said, unfortunately, yes. That was not the design, but FINRA and a couple other BDs went around us. No, they won't tell us who it was. So, I mean, that's kind of crazy that they can't even tell you who did it. And they were using even John Berta's information in the filings on the OTCmarkets.com website when all this was going down. So, this is a question that still gets asked a lot. If you watch any people that cover metamaterials stock and cover MMTLP, this is like one of the top questions. This one here, and probably win Divvy. And hopefully we get the win Divvy answer on Tuesday, because that is going to be leading into our metamaterials earnings. It's going to be Tuesday after hours, guys. So going to be a really big day for us. And the last thing I want to point out here, guys, is the Facebook group. We got MetaMaterials Inc. MMAT Investors Group. And Liz here has a great post that I wanted to share with you all. And I want to make sure she gets recognition for this. So if you're on Facebook, you can search at the MetaMaterials group here. And here we go. So semiconductor companies in Canada. And we got some highlighted areas here we want to cover. Canada is already home to some of the world's largest semiconductor producers, designers, including TSMC, Samsung Electronics, AMD, and Qualcomm, and Intel. I'm going to go over and take a look at the next picture we got here. So this was posted back in September 24th of 2021. And this article here says Tesla's Musk says new chip plants should make shortage short term. And here it says Tesla Inc. CEO Elon Musk said on Friday, thanks to new semiconductor plants that are planned or under construction, the global chip shortage that has pummeled the car industry this year should be short-term in nature. And the question here is that MetaMaterials new headquarters that was just put out there? So this is very interesting. We just got the new headquarters getting set up. So is this going to be part of that? Very interesting here. And we also got some other parts to look at this. There's a lot of chip fabrication plants that are being built, Musk said. I think we have a good capacity providing chips by next year. The high-tech industry depends reliably pre-product suppliers. Demand is so high that suppliers such as BASF and MetaMaterials sit on full book orders. So that is pretty nice to see. And then this here goes over the post we just did covering the Semiconductor Etf, which was right here. So yeah, that is what I got for you for today's video. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, make sure you smash thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. It helps out the algorithm. So we'll be back for a video tomorrow leading up into that Tuesday earnings, and we're going to see what happens if we get some dividend information. So I'll catch you on the next video, guys. Peace.